Right, okay. Hello YouTube, this is the D.B.T Game Show, episode 63, part 2. Today I'm reviewing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the Nintendo DS. Now if you haven't watched part 1 yet, you've missed absolutely loads. I've already told you the story, talked about the multiplayer, talked about the controls, and the music, and some of the gameplay in part 1. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, you've missed all that. So please watch part 1 before you watch this part so you don't get confused. Now let's pick up where I left off. I left off after explaining the spell combos. So let's go to those. Now I explained the spell combos in part 1, so let's go to my next thing. And look at the best game is definitely the bosses. The bosses can be extremely hard, and especially the last boss. And they're all a very good challenge, and all of them take a certain strategy towards defeating them. One of the bosses is a giant scorpion. To defeat a giant scorpion, all you do is jump on its back and stab it in the tail. Okay, another good thing about this game have a special moves. Each character, when you're in the dungeons, will have a special move. Yuri, who's your main sword fighter, his special move consists of extremely powerful sword attacks. The guy with the bow and arrow, his special move involves extreme accuracy with his weapon. And there's also a mage guy. The mage guy's special move creates platforms for you. The last character you'll get in the game is a small character with a mixing pot. The mixing pot will be able to mix up potions and spells for you. That's new good about this game. The character who has the mixing pot is extremely useful. If you ever run out of spells and you haven't got quite enough money to buy them, you can go to one of these special places in the game and mix some spells up so you don't have to buy them. So it's a lot cheaper. And that's basically all the good stuff about this game I can think of. Now let's go to the bad stuff. Right, the bad stuff about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. There isn't that much of it. So let me tell you. First things first, it's a bit short. For this game is only about 15 hours long. Now you may think that sounds like a pretty long game, but really it's not. Most Final Fantasy games I play, they tend to be about 40 hours long, and this one seemed really, really short. And I was quite disappointed of how short it was. Okay, the next bad thing about this game is the controls. The controls can be a little bit hard, and sometimes you may find yourself doing gymnastics around the control pad. But nevertheless, the controls do work really well once you get the hang of them. And the other bad thing about this game is the unlockable. In the game, if you collect these stamps, and if you collect enough stamps, you unlock a racing game. But this racing game that they've put in is shit. The controls don't work at all for the racing game, and neither do the power-ups. So, if you do unlock the racing game, don't bother playing it because it's just not worth it. Another bad thing about this game are the spell combos. The spell combos can be a bit hard to perform, and they do take a heck of a lot of practice to get them perfect. That's all the bad things I can really think of. Anyway, let's rate Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Ring of Faith for the Nintendo DS. I give this a 3.5 out of 5. It's a really good Final Fantasy game, and I definitely suggest you pick it up if you love the Final Fantasy series. It is way better than Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube. This is a really good game, and I definitely suggest you buy it. To get a 3.5 out of 5. Right, my next review will be another game from my childhood. Pokemon Blue version. But I'll see you for next time, YouTube. Until then,